Okay. All right, you see this on your screen now? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you should probably turn your volume down too. Or, oh wait, then can you not hear anything? Okay. Okay, that looks good. Can we tell if we have people on the call or not? I don't know if we can. I don't think they have that link though. All right, hi guys. This is Brittany Watkins, and we are just we're setting up for this training. So just give us a few minutes. We are just making sure we've got all the technical details working correctly. Yeah, no, I don't think we can do it that way. Okay, so just a couple little housekeeping things. This is a different call than we've had before, and or not a call. It's a webinar. So you can't actually talk to me, but you can ask questions. You can type a question into the box, and I've got Taryn sitting next to me who will be able to read them, and then I can answer them on through the webinar. So. Today, what we are going to cover is we're gonna cover quite a lot actually today. Today we're going to talk about the free preview call. So you've heard me kind of mention this before, but we're actually going to go over what the structure is today, and this is the notes that I'll walk you through. And you guys have this really awesome, amazing action sheet this week that you will get as soon as you get the email for the replay. So it will walk you through everything that you're going to be learning today. But I just want to take you through this document so that and then show you how to do what it explains here on this document actually live. So in addition to learning about how to set up the free preview call, which the preview call is really important to your business. This is the free call that you offer. That's like some of your best content. That at the end of it, if people want to work with you further, they can, and they can buy one of your programs. So I'm going to tell you how to position that and how to basically sell your program, whatever it is, at the end of a free preview call. So I'll go over the details for that today. And then we're also going to be, then we're going to go through planning your dates. So your dates, I'm going to walk you through the calendar so that you guys can see how to actually set up a launch. So you actually work backwards from the day that you want to start your class, and I'll show you on the calendar how to do that. The next thing that we are going to talk about is instant teleseminars. So if you guys have signed up for a free membership with Instant Teleseminar and played around with this, you might actually already know these things, but if you haven't, I just want to show you a couple little features, and I just want to walk you through how this works so that you can understand the technical side of this. I started doing teleseminars, and I launched my first program without having any help at all except for a technical person. So I figured out all of this on my own, so it's really easy to use, and I just want to walk you guys through it so that you really feel like a pro with it. So that's what all these screenshots are, and these are your notes, so you'll have access to all of this so that you can remember it for a lifetime. And then we're going to talk about MailChimp. I'm going to actually walk you through how we send an email campaign. So you guys will actually be able to see, I'll walk you through how you actually upload an email and then how you send it. So that's basically the notes. I just wanted to show you that really quick, your beautiful action sheet. And okay, let's get started. Sorry if this is probably making you guys all dizzy. Okay, so the free preview call is, like you said, it's a really important part of your business. So I highly encourage you guys to learn this and to practice this too. So you can get together with other people in your group. You can send us all an invitation to a free preview call, or you can connect with some of the people in your group and just ask them if you want to practice this before you actually do it. I highly recommend you guys practice this. So basically what you start out with is you always want to start out with first an outline. So you want to figure out what it is you're going to teach, okay? So what I'm going to teach you today is the sales structure of how you teach and how you also sell at the same time without feeling salesy and without feeling like kind of gross and sleazy like you're trying to sell them something, okay? So the mindset that I always go into with a free preview call is I know that there's going to be people there that will not be able to afford to work with me and be able to afford my program. And really, my only goal is to give every single person that's on the call or on the webinar the most transformational information that I can. And so I really connect with my message, and I really connect with like the feeling that I get of, you know, giving things away for free. Like for me, I really love that. It makes me feel really good. And so if you can also kind of connect with that part of you, it just sets you up for a really great class. So in the beginning of the class, you're going to welcome them. You tell them the name of the class. So for instance, hi, this is Brittany Watkins. Welcome to Reboot Your Brain, the fastest way to heal emotional eating in 5 steps. Today we're going to talk about those 5 steps, and I'm going to take you through an exercise that will take you step by step through transforming a food craving, so that you'll start by salivating over it, and at the end of the class you'll actually be able to push it away without feeling deprived. Okay, so you want to say what the name of the class is and then what the transformation is. And you guys should have already figured that out. You already have the words. You know how to find the words for that. And then you also want to take them, kind of just give them like a step-by-step of what you're going to cover. So kind of like what I did with you guys just now when I got you on the call. I said, look, we're going to start with a free preview class, then we're going to go through the planning your launch, and then I'm going to show you how to use Instant Teleseminar, and then I'm going to show you how to use MailChimp. Okay, you want to take them through these are the things that we're going to cover today, kind of in like a step-by-step, like a step-by-step protocol. And then you get into your introduction. So, so you want to take most calls. I like to stay about an hour, maybe 90 minutes at the most. But you want to make sure in your emails leading up to this that you prepare them for how long it's going to be. So if it's going to be 90 minutes, or if it's going to go over the 60-minute mark, prepare them for 90 minutes. Or if you know that your class ends right at the 60-minute mark or a few minutes before, then you can just say an hour. But you've got to decide how long your class is, and the way that I recommend doing that is by practicing with a couple other people. So when you do your introduction, this is where you really get them to connect with you. So most of these people will probably not know you yet, because the way that you're going to get your leads is by other people mailing for you, and you'll learn more about that in the last webinar that we do. But essentially, it's really important, and even with people on my email list, I always spend time to talk about, you know, me and my process. Even though I know that they've been on my list, they've probably read my About Me, I always spend about 10 or 15 minutes just talking about where I've been. And you know, what this does is it really sets the listeners up to understand why they should listen to you, okay? And it gets them to resonate with you, because everybody in this class, you're selling something that you really believe in, and you're selling a solution to a problem that you've actually had. And so this is when you really tell your story, and you want to get as vulnerable as you can here. You know, the more vulnerable you are, the more real you seem to the people. The more real you are to the people. What I have, you know, and you guys have probably all been on calls like this before, where, you know, it's like if the person's kind of talking, but they don't really have like a whole lot of emotions, or they're kind of stuck in like, you know, just being a teacher and not being vulnerable at all, it doesn't give me the respect and the openness that I need in order to really connect with them. So the more vulnerable you can be, the better. Obviously, you know, don't go so vulnerable that you're like blubbering and all of that stuff. I know most of you would not do that, but you know, I've gotten teary in a few of my calls, and that's okay. You know, so I really like to speak from my heart here. But don't keep it really, don't make it any longer than about 10 minutes. And then once you get through that part, the next part that you say is, okay, well, we only have an hour together today, or we only have 90 minutes today. And in that 90 minutes, I'm going to give you as much information as I can. And at the end of it, for those of you who want to take this work further, I'll show you how you can do that too. So all that you're doing right here is you're just setting everybody up for the fact that you are going to be offering something at the end. And what this does is it's really, really cool because it lets them know in the beginning that you are going to sell a product at the end. And so at the end, when you start to transition into the close, it doesn't feel cheesy or like you're trying to trick them into anything because you've told them ahead of time. And you are giving them literally as much as you can in your time together. And I hope every single one of you really prepare something awesome. I think I've told you before on one of our previous calls that I always pick my best content for my free preview calls. So I'm really, really authentic when I say, look, I'm going to give you as much as I can today, and it is going to be so awesome. But we only have 90 minutes together. There's so much more that I have to teach you, and there's going to be some of you that are going to want to take this work further. And so at the end, I'm going to show you how you can do that. And then you just stop. That's all you say. That's all you say. You don't have to worry about anything. That's all you say. And then you get into your teaching material. Your teaching material is going to take up like 60 to 70% of the call. And of course, this is what you do best, right? So you're going to go through and you're going to teach and do demonstrations or however it is that you want to do your call. And then at the end of it, you can ask. You can see if anybody has questions. So I like to ask for questions when I'm done teaching the content. So when I'm done teaching the class, that's when I like to ask for questions. I'm going to show you a way on Instant Teleseminar that you can just take Q&A from, there's actually a really cool feature that Instant Teleseminar has, you guys have probably used it, where you can enter your questions in while you're on the webinar, or if you're just listening in, you can go to the website and you can enter your questions. So if you set them up to do that beforehand, like if you say, hey, there's a box to the left of your screen, if you're on the webcast and you have some questions, just go ahead and pop those in there for me, and then I'll take a look at them and I'll answer some of the Q&A, the questions that you have at the end. So it gives you the ability to kind of sift through the questions so that you can answer the ones that are really relevant for everybody else in the group, and you can bypass the questions that aren't so great. So sometimes if you unmute the microphone and you just ask for anybody who has questions, Instant Teleseminar gives us this really cool capability for people to raise their hand. So they can press *2 to raise their hand. You can unmute them, and you might get a lot of people that would raise their hand, and you kind of just pick, right? And so sometimes you can get some kooky people that'll ask you some weird questions or like kind of, monopolize the call. I still take questions, but if but I also know how to handle people really well on these calls. So like I would almost say in the beginning, maybe just don't even take questions, maybe just read them, unless you really like to talk to people and you really like to hear their feedback and you feel really confident. So it's really up to you what you want to do. But again, don't make that very long. So the Q&A part, you don't want to be very long. Okay, so I usually will teach two different things. Like I'll usually say, okay, so we're going to talk about cravings in the beginning when I'm setting it up. I'll say, okay, today we're going to talk about cravings, and I'm going to take you through a step-by-step process to help you walk away from food and not feel deprived. And then at the end, I'm going to teach this other really cool technique that I've never taught before, and it's like so cool, it's so revolutionary. I'm like still like freaking out about how cool it is, and that's right at the end, so that you really, really keep them engaged, right? So hopefully your material is awesome and they're going to stay on the call with you because they just want to know the next thing that you're going to say. But it's just a really good way to kind of position the end of your teleconference so that you can keep everybody on till the end, because after you teach that really cool thing, you're going to say, you know what, and now as promised, thank you. I actually don't say thank you because then people think that it's over. So I run very smoothly from maybe Q&A to, so those were great questions. Thanks for all the questions. And as promised in the beginning, for those of you who want to take this work even further, I'm going to show you how you can do that. And then what you do is you ask them, you say, okay, go to your computer and type in this address, busymomcoach.com, or, we always have really, really easy URLs, so 111marketinglessons.com. I wouldn't do any forward slashes, but these aren't active calls right now, or these aren't active sheets. Websites, they are just kind of static. But I wanted you to see an example of what a yes page is. So on these pages, what it's going to have is it's going to have an outline of what your program is. So we'll go to the Reboot Your Brain. This is when I was selling Reboot Camp. And basically what it is it's a synopsis of everything that they're going to get and everything that they're going to learn in the Reboot Camp program. Okay, so so you basically say, okay, so go to your go to your computer right now and type in brittanywatkins.com/reboot. Okay, hopefully it's just something busymomcoach.com. Okay, this is why you guys will have two website addresses. One will be for your website and the other one will be for your program. So it's really easy for people to just type that in. You want it to be something that's really easy to say, really easy to spell, really easy to understand. Okay, so when they go here, you're going to say, okay, so, I told you guys, that I am going to show you how to take this work further. And for those of you that want to know how to do this, I'm just going to walk you through my program, my 6-week program called Reboot Camp that will help you eliminate food cravings and really overcome emotional eating in 6 weeks, so that you can have a life that you love. People that go through this program leave it feeling confident. They feel attractive. They feel so much better about themselves when they're done with this program. They stop eating when they stop eating all the food on their plate. They feel safe with attention from the opposite sex. They've got friends with a supportive community. And so these are all, I'm just kind of listing off the things that are right here. Oh, I don't know why I get pop-ups. The things that are right here, just kind of the benefits of the program. And so, okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is in the module 1, we're going to kick your cravings to the curb. Okay, and again, with this, you're going to want to work on the language for the language that I've been teaching you guys, the marketing language. Okay, so in module 1, what we do is we literally kick your cravings to the curb. You're going to learn how your mind links certain positive memories to food, and then we're going to go through an exercise that'll reprogram this belief so that you can easily pass on your favorite treats. So it's going to be kind of like what you guys did today, but supercharged, okay? And then module 2, we are going to supercharge your willpower. Now, for me as a practitioner, I'm teaching them about self-sabotage, but the way that we market it and what we call it to them is supercharge your willpower, because that's the benefit to them, okay? So in module 2, we are going to completely overhaul your limiting beliefs around yourself that are keeping you stuck at the same weight. And I'm going to show you how to have rock solid willpower. And I happen to know that that's something that people really, really want to learn. And I can teach them how to have that. So again, just think about you, take a step back, and when you're coming up with the names and the titles and the way that you say this, just take a step back from it and just think about, okay, what is it that I really wanted, and what would be really cool for me to learn. And then module 3, you guys are going to learn how to end emotional eating. This is a cutting-edge new technique. I'm so excited about it. You'll be able to uncover exactly what's going on when you eat emotionally and how to push food away even when you're in the middle of a binge. It is so cool. I love this technique. In module 4, we're going to talk about not cleaning your plate. We want to break you out of those old childhood habits of cleaning your plate so that you can stop when you're totally full. And then module 5, we will uncover why you don't feel comfortable in your body with this module that's called I'm Too Sexy. We're going to deal with the sexual attention and the fear of getting attention and why that may be keeping you from your weight loss goals. And through this, you will learn how very, very easily, by dealing with those fears, you'll be able to have a slimmer frame in a very, very short period of time. And then module 6 is called Let Us Wrap It Up. And in this module, I know it sounds crazy, but you will learn how to absolutely feast on dinner without thinking or without wanting anything else. And I know that sounds crazy right now, but I will teach you how to do that, and you will feel so calm and relaxed with just eating lettuce for dinner. And I know that sounds insane, but totally trust me. So So in this, you're also going to get all these bonuses. So you get weekly action sheets, you get full access to our Facebook community. There's lots of other videos and MP3 and multimedia tools that we've included for you to make your learning so much easier. You'll also have the Naturally Slim eating plan so that you can eat things like burgers and pizza without gaining a pound. You're going to have 2 laser coaching sessions with me where we'll answer all your calls about about what you're going through. So it'll be kind of like working with me in a one-on-one session if you're on the call and you raise your hand to talk to me. You're also going to get a free ticket to my first class event in Playa del Carmen. You don't have to do that, and we're not actually doing that anymore unless you want to do live events, which that's a whole nother animal, so I wouldn't recommend that right now. And then when you buy, you're going to get a bonus as soon as you buy this program, which is 300 limiting beliefs. And this is basically a catalog of all the limiting beliefs that you could ever possibly have around your weight. And what this will do is it'll really give you like a roadmap and show you exactly where you're at. And then at the end of the program, it'll show you exactly where you are now. So you can actually map your progress, which is so, so cool. And so the price for Reboot Camp is 3 payments of $249. You can see the total value of all of the stuff is worth over $18,000, and all you'll pay today is just 3 payments of $249. And so all you do here is you just click on the little button, and it'll take you to the payment page, and you put your credit card information in, and as soon as you do, you'll get the 300 limiting beliefs immediately, and then class will start next week on Monday at blah, blah, blah time, whatever it is. Okay, so that's really all you do. So you'll have to spend a little bit of time creating this page, and again, hopefully I've given you guys the tools so that you can think about what the transformation is of each one of your modules, and then turn that into marketing language that really speaks to your students. And we also have another mini mastermind coming up, so anybody that wants to some help on this, come up with like a rough draft, and Katie and I will help you kind of with some of the languaging too in your mini mastermind if this is really hard for you. But it shouldn't be. Just really put yourself in your position and just go through each one of the modules and just think about what the transformation is, and then make that your sales information. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to help you guys plan your launch. So this is a calendar. Oh man, I hope that doesn't keep popping up. So this is a calendar this is what I always do for all of my programs, or this is what my team does. And basically what you do is you have to count backwards from the day that you want to start the class. So we went way out into the future, and let's just say that we want to start our class on July 8th, 2015. Okay, so we're going to count backwards, and I'm going to take you to the beginning of this so that you can see how it starts. Okay, so on the very first, I recommend sending on Mondays or Tuesdays. You always want to mail your first, so you're going to start out by promoting your free class, right? But remember, that's the first step. You guys have the email sequence, so you can go through the chain of emails that we create. So you should have all your different emails created. So the first one that you send out is like, hey guys, guess what? I'm teaching a free class, and it's all about this, this, and that. So it's going to be so cool. Save the date. It happens. It happens this Thursday, the 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, hope to see you there. Right? Then skip the next day, give them a day off, and then send the next email is, hey guys, guess what? I don't know if you got my email on Monday, but the class, it's all about overcoming your food cravings and kicking emotional eating to the curb, is tomorrow, and here's all the details again. Here's what you're going to learn. It's kind of like a repeat of the first class. It's just got a little bit of a different introduction and a little bit of a different ending. Then the very next day, you want to send them an email in the morning that says it starts today, and we actually have included 15-minute reminders as well. So we'll send out it starts today. Hey, it starts today. I don't know if you've seen my emails the last couple of days, just so you're not annoying. If you have, awesome. Hope to see you there. But if you haven't, this is what we're going to learn, and this is all the details. Here's how you can come to the class, and it's got all the details for your class. And then I would give another 15-minute reminder. So 15 minutes before the call actually starts, send another reminder. Hey, it starts in 15 minutes. Overcome your food cravings, la la la. Make it a lot shorter, but just see you there. And then you do your free call, okay? So your free call is on that Thursday. And the very next day, you are going to send an email saying, hey, we had such a great call yesterday. Here's some of the comments and here's some of the feedback, because you'll get that. You include that in the email. If you couldn't make the call, which 70% of the people who want to hear what you have to say or who register for your call actually won't make it. So don't be discouraged by that. Just know that ahead of time. So the way that you're going to collect them is by giving them a replay of what you just did. So you want to send them a replay email and tell them, hey, we had such a great call. Here's some of the comments. And if you couldn't make the call, here's the link for the replay. You know, on the call, we talked about this, we talked about that. Just really kind of pump them up for that. And again, I've given you guys email examples of how to create a good email, a replay email. And then you give them the weekend off. And then on the 29th, you start with your very first sales letter. So the first sales letter will basically pitch the 6-week program or the program that you pitched on the call. So it'll be like, hey, we had such a great call last Thursday. We talked all about overcoming your food cravings. Here was the feedback. You know, on the call, I announced my 6-week program that I'm coming up with, Reboot Camp, and I'm so excited about it. You know, here's all the reasons why you want it. If you're stuck, if you're, feel depressed, if you hate the way your body looks, if you've been struggling with this forever, guess what? I have a 6-step system that's the easiest thing that you've ever done in your entire life. It practically does it for you. Like, you'd want to make it sound easy, fun, light, and really tell them what the transformation is. You know, we overcome your food cravings, la la la. So a lot of the things that you're already going to have in your sales page, you're just going to put in your sales letter. It's so simple. You just want to rework things so you're not copying the sales page exactly, but it's basically the same thing. There was a study done that said. Sorry, I just got. I hope. Let's see, somebody's saying that they can't hear the sound. Can you, shoot. Am I muted? No, it's looking like it. I mean.
She can now.
She said she can now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, well, please type us a note and let us know if you can't hear, if you couldn't hear something, or if you missed a part of it. You can type in a little note in the bottom of the screen, and we'll get it in our emails. Okay, so going back to the study showed that on the that you can actually send the same email 3 times in a row without anybody ever noticing or getting annoyed that it's the same email. So I just usually change my sales letters up just a little bit, but the body of it is the same. So again, like promoting the teleclass, it would be like, hey, I don't know if you heard, but I've got this 6-week program that I just came out with. I'm so excited to introduce it. Here's all the benefits. Here's all of the really cool things about it, blah, blah, blah. If you want to learn more about it, click here, or you can sign up here to, you can click here to register. So you can basically use the same, you only have to really come up with one kind of sales way that you sell the program, and then you can kind of just tweak the languaging a little bit. Okay, so that you send a sales letter every day, so every other day during that next week. And people, this is when you actually open your cart. So you actually make your program available. Well, actually, you open it on that Thursday. So your cart's open that Thursday. They have all weekend to listen to the call, to go to the website, and then you start promoting it through the email. And this is actually when we start to get the most of our sales, is when we start promoting it via email. So you send emails this week. I like to skip days. The third day is the objections email. People will always have objections as to why they can't do it. I give you a great example of an objections email in your sales process. And Okay, so this is the same. So the objections email, and then at the end of every email, you're giving them the chance to sign up and to register. Okay, and then the very last day, you want to do on a Monday. You're going to want to say it starts today. The doors are closing. So you want to tell everyone, look, the class is starting today. It actually starts on Wednesday, but you just like to kind of give them a little bit of a buffer because we have most of our signups happen on this day, and that's just kind of our market. People who are emotional eaters tend to be, they don't trust their decisions very well, and so it's not until we actually close the doors and we take it away from them that they sign up and that they make their decision that they want to do this. And this is kind of just psychology 101 for all human beings. We don't really want something unless we can't have it anymore. And so that's what the open doors, closed doors strategy works so well, is because you aren't offering this program available all the time. So it gives people an incentive to take it because they can't always get it. They can't always have access to it. And then on the 8th, that's when you start your class. Assuming that you want to set it up this way. So I just wanted to walk you through that shortly, just to kind of show you how that works. Can we just check with Heidi really quick and see that the sound is okay? I just want to make sure that this recording comes out well for you guys. Okay. And again, this is outlined in your action sheet. You've got a really good outline of how everything works. We've listed all the dates and the different emails and all of that. So we're good. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Now we are going to go over to Instant Teleseminar. And hopefully, yeah, I've got a couple. Oh, there's people on the call right now. Okay, that's cool. So this is Instant Teleseminar. Basically, when you log in, once you get your username and password, you are going to go to a page like this, and it's going to say add a new event. So I want to walk you through how to add a new event, just so that you can see how the process works. It's very, very easy. Just click on that big button right there, and you type the name of the event here, which would be BizSchool Demonstration Call Example. I've already done this. And then you select the date. So let's see, it's already pushed out a week, so let's just make it for the 24th. And then you can create the time, so 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I typically run my calls in the evening, so like I'd run it for like 7 or 8 Eastern Time. 8 o'clock it seems to be a pretty good time to get the Pacific Coast people and the East Coast people. And then you want to select a duration. Now this is a really, really important aspect. So if your call is 90 minutes, set it for 2 hours. If your call is 60 minutes, set it for 90 minutes. You always want to have some buffer time because the recording will stop and everybody will drop out of the class as soon as the time stamp is up. So you really want to make sure that you set your recording, and it doesn't matter, it doesn't charge you for recording time or anything like that. So you can set it for as long as you want. We'll just make this 8 o'clock. This all comes pretty standard. You don't have to really change anything here, and you just go to next. I don't use slides for my calls. We put a photo of me up there, and we select a little cute background, and you can do that here, I believe it is. So we usually pick one of these, but I'm not going to go through that. That's kind of more advanced. But I didn't start out that way. I just kind of did what the standard background was. And then you go to next here, and all of a sudden your event is ready. So it's really, really cool because what you can do with this here is you can copy and paste this right into your email letters or your email campaigns. So it just makes it really, really simple to, yikes. Sorry about that. It makes it really, really simple to give them the link. So people, to attend the event, they'll click on this link and it'll bring them to a page. You can see the page here. It says, welcome to the event. Since the event hasn't started yet, it'll say this event starts blah, blah, blah. But this is, and see here how they can submit a question for their event over here on the left-hand side. So that's basically how it works, how it looks from their end. And then how it looks from your end is we're actually going to go over here. We have a class happening right now, I think. No. Oh, wait, I've got to click on the event. Okay, so it's really cool. You can see that we've got a lot of scheduled calls. Oops, where are we? Where are the calls that are happening now? What's the date today? 6/3 should be TNT. Oh, event is over. Oh, I scheduled it for. Okay. So your call will be lit up in red, which is how you'll know to access it when it's playing. So this event is over, but I want you guys to just kind of see. Oh, let's see. I don't like that one. I want to see. Nothing's playing right now. Okay, I'm going to add a new event. BizSchool demonstration example. I'm going to make it for right now. It's the 3rd today at 3:30 Eastern. We're going to make it for 90 minutes. I don't know if it'll let me do this because I'm already... Oh, it does. Okay, so we'll go over to events. So we just created an event. So it should be lit up in red here. You click on that. And then you go to phone control. And you click on the event again. See how quickly I did that? It just literally took me seconds to make an event. All right, so this is what you'll see, and you'll usually have a whole lot of callers that are right here. You usually have more people on the webcast, and they just added this feature where you can click on the webcast and you can actually see how many people are on the webcast, which is really cool. They didn't have that before. So you can kind of tell if people are you can tell how many people you're talking to, and then you always want to start the recording. So you start the recording and you would introduce it. That's when you start the recording right when you're ready to go. So be ready to go, be ready to introduce yourself and start talking as soon as you hit the recording. Because remember, that's what people are going to listen to at the replay as well. On the phone, one of the really cool things that you can do is you can click it to Q&A, which basically mutes everyone except for you, okay? You can put it into lecture mode. Whether you're in Q&A or lecture mode, they can press *2 to raise their hand. So I always go through some kind of housekeeping things. I just say, hey, this is how you raise your hand. I'm gonna tell you in the at the end, or once we're kind of done with some of the stuff, you'll be able to interact with me. If you want to do that, you'll be able to press *2 to raise your hand. If you're not on the phone, you actually have to be on the phone in order to raise your hand with me. But if you're not on the phone, if you're on the webcast, you can just look over to the box on your left and you can type in any questions that you have. Okay, so you guys saw what they saw. You saw that little page where the question box is on the left-hand side of the page. And then you go to the Q&A section, and here's where you'll see all questions. And you click on see all questions, and it'll be really cool. You'll see the scroll of all the questions that have been submitted, so you can just kind of scroll through them, scan them, and pick out some questions. It'll have their name and sometimes where they're from. So you can say this comes from Mary in Alaska. She asks if she's ever going to be able to eat ice cream again after this technique is over. So you want to pick out some questions that you know that you'd get a lot, that are pretty common for everybody else. Okay, so let's see. That's really all that you have to do. That's pretty. I'm going to show you how to copy and paste the event into MailChimp in a minute, or how to send them the replay. That's really all that you have. I don't really use anything else. You can go through your call logs and stuff like that, but I really love this platform because it gives us recordings forever. Like, we've got all of the classes that I've ever taught from the beginning of history in this thing. So it's a really great way for us to just catalog all of our classes and all of our coaching calls. and it's a really, really simple, easy interface to use. So that's why I absolutely love using it. Okay, so I'm going to again click on our class. And remember how I told you that this is the link. So I'm just going to click on this again. Oh, that's not it. Sorry. 10 by web here. Okay, so this is what they would see if they were listening, if they were on the webcast listening. Or replay of the call, what would come up would be just a little replay button, and they can listen to the replay. But since the call is still going, they can listen in right now. So once you send the replay email, I'll show you how to do that. So we are going to go over to our campaigns in MailChimp. This is our beautiful, amazing MailChimp. My computer is wheel. Come on, baby, work with me here. Okay, so this, so you want to go to campaign email. You go to create campaign. Okay, this is in the campaign section. I'm actually going to shut some of these tabs. I don't know. Oof. All right, this is fine. It's working better now. Okay, and you click on regular. You click regular old campaign. And we have a lot of different lists here. I always have a list for testing things, so we're gonna, it's just got one recipient on it, Taryn, who is our customer happiness expert and our student happiness expert. I'll have one with like me and my editor or my customer service person, and so we can both check the email before it actually goes out to the big list. Okay, so that's what we do here. Then you go to next. And it's really, really easy to create lists and upload. If you've got like an Excel spreadsheet of people that you have on your list, it's really, really easy to upload them into your list here. So we're going to create the new campaign, which is the Stop Self-Sabotage Replay email. So I'm going to wait for that to load. So stop self-sabotage in 9 easy steps is I think what we called it. And we're going to let them know that this is the replay email. So this is the email subject that they will see. This is what you will see for reference. I always keep it the same. It's coming from me. It's there. If they respond to it, it goes to our support desk. If you don't have a support desk, then make it come to you. Okay, and then I always just pick the first one, the really easy one. The emails now, you want to keep them as simple as possible. You don't really want them to look like a newsletter because that looks kind of too businessy. Remember, we want to make this as personal as possible for people. So it should show you kind of like a preview of what the campaign will look like, but I'm just going to go ahead and click on it here. Okay, and so it just comes up with a really, really easy template that we can work with. You will have already filled out your business information, so this will fill itself out for you, the very bottom, so don't worry about that. Just make sure you go through all the steps when you sign up with MailChimp, so it'll prompt you to do all of this. You don't have to remember it. Okay, this very little top section is something that a lot of people forget to take out. I always just delete it. Because what happens is it will give a short teaser of your very first line if you delete that little section out. And then here we have an email, we have a banner for our emails that's already been uploaded into this. It's really, really easy for you to get to have somebody make one of these. It's basically just the same header that we have on our website with with our little tagline. So I select that and see how that just pops that in there. It's really, really beautiful. And if it's anywhere on your computer, you can search your computer to upload it from there as well. And then this is the body of your email. So you want to click on this, and right here you can copy and paste an email that you've already had edited, hopefully by an editor. Don't send anything without having an editor look over it. And this is the replay email. So I'm just going to copy and paste this in. Okay, and you want to look on both sides just to make sure that what you copy and paste looks okay. It looks good to me. So on here you can see that I have a link to click here for a replay. So I've got to get that link. So remember how I told you that they're going to find it? You go back to the event, you click on that event, and this page will pop up. Then you get this link right here. Copy that. Highlight this, and then click this little hyperlink sign. And now they will be able to click on that for a replay. I would give them 2 areas to click for a replay. Okay, so you can just see here how, I don't know why it's not blue. Okay, well it's underlined here and then it's blue down here. So this is basically, I mean, it's really, really simple to make really beautiful emails. And then, so you want to go next here. Once you've looked through everything and you've made sure that everything is to your liking, you go to next. And you're all set to send. Now we're sending it to our test list first. And that's just so that we can make sure that it all looks good. Oh, one other little cool kind of thing that you can do. Actually, I want to go back to design. And this can get you into some trouble sometimes. I sent out an email last week that I got in a little bit of trouble on. But one of the really cool things that you can do here is you can actually personalize all the emails. So you can say, hi, and you can go over to this drop box here and it says merge tags. You can say hi first name and it'll come up with an email. You guys have probably seen this. It'll say hi Kathy, hi Brittany, hi Suzanne. So it just feels a little bit more personal to people. And you can really drop that in. So wherever this is like a little HTML program, wherever that is, it'll say their name. So if you have something like really important that you want to tell them, you want to start the sentence off kind of like you talk to them, like, Brittany, look, this is what happened to me last week, and it was so crazy. It just adds like a little bit of personability to it, which is what I really like. Okay, but you also want to make sure that that's actually the code, and you want to test it to yourself. You don't want to send an email to everyone that says hi first name like I did last week. It's really embarrassing. So then you're all set to send here. There's also a really cool feature that allows you to schedule emails. So for us, we have a lot of our class scheduled out. We'll have a 6-month program. We'll have all the emails uploaded and scheduled so that we don't have to think about them. So really, it allows you to go to the calendar, choose any date, any date that you want to send the email on, and the exact time. You can make it anywhere in the world. So I really, really like this feature. So that's how you schedule a campaign. But we're not going to schedule this. This is just a test email. So we are actually going to send. We're just going to send it now. Oh, good. Okay. Send now. and you're off to the races. So then you want to go to your inbox, check that email, click all the links, make sure everything's working properly. And if it is, then go back and you can go back to your campaigns, and you can actually just copy the campaigns so you don't have to do it again. So you go right here and you replicate. But then you send it to a different list. So you'd want to send it to your main list then, obviously. Yeah, so that's how that works. Let's see. It looks like we've got some questions from people. So I will go ahead and take those now.
So the first question we have is from Liz, and she said that she missed the first 30 minutes of the call because of no volume. So we'll figure that out.
Okay, we'll definitely have a replay for you.
Yep.
And if you couldn't hear the volume, or if there was a volume issue, we'll figure that out, and we will send you a replay of everything.
And then we have another question from Rima, who wanted a little clarity on the objections email.
So the objections email, I gave you guys an example of that email in one of the previous classes. I gave you like our whole launch sequence. But the objections email is basically, so you guys can look at that and you know, understand we went over what each one of the classes does, but you can also use it to kind of give you some ideas for how it works in your business. But basically the objections email is any objection that you know that your client is going to have to taking your program. Like, so for me, it's they don't have enough time, they don't have enough money, they don't have enough time and they don't have enough money. Those are usually the biggest objections. And so I just answer them in an email. I say, look, if you don't have enough time, when will be the right time? You know, you're never going to feel like you have enough time. And I give kind of some examples of people, you know, that have you know, felt like they didn't have time and then overcame that and got really great results. If you don't feel like you have enough money, here's some ideas on ways to save money, or here's some ways in order to justify it, you know, and I'll give them some examples of that. So really just think about what the objections are for your industry. You know, Rima, for you, it might be, you know, it might be the same things. I mean, most people's objections are time and money. So just think about that, you know, like think about how much your kids is going to, you know, how confident your kid will feel once he goes through this program, once he can actually use his voice and project himself and confidently talk in front of a room of people. How much is that worth to you? You know, for him to have a successful career, you know, because he was able to speak up and because he was able to, you know, get all the tools and the training when he was a kid, you know, think about what kind of adult that's going to make him. You know, that would be an example that I would probably use in my objections email. So just think about what the objections are and address those, and also, you know, give your program as the solution at the end of it. Great questions. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. So I hope I hope that the sound works in the replay, and if it doesn't, then we'll just have to re-record this again and give it to you in a different format so that we get so that we have better sound. But hopefully it recorded well, and the replay will be perfect. And so if you missed any part of this, it could just be because we were live streaming. So all you have to do is we'll send you an email with the link to click, and you'll be able to listen to the replay to get everything. You'll also get these notes, these really, really awesome notes that cover everything that we covered today. You'll get that with the link as well. So you've got all the notes of everything. Okay? Awesome. Well, this was a lot. We covered a lot today, so you know, just take this, digest it. We've got a live Q&A call this Friday, so I will be able to talk to you guys and actually interact with you more on the live call. All right. Thanks everyone for being here. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.